We'll try to catch a few crabs. We got these homemade crab nets that I just made. There they are. 3 keepers.
Yeah.
That worked. One good one. Real nice one. Look at there. Gotta start. All I'm gonna do is just take these leg quarters. Got me some strings in here. I'm gonna tie them leg quarters right in there like that. Good and tight. We finna catch some crabs. I'll put a whole leg quarter in each one of them. All right, there it is right there going down. I got a knot tied my line here. We don't need that. These little piers down here, they got these cleats. You can just take that right there, like that, ready to go. This ain't gonna be in the way right here, is it? It's all right. Brody, here's a pretty nice one I just caught. Jeez, I was just gonna go around and scoop them off the pylons. Oh yeah, nice one. One good one. Oh, don't you get me. Look at that big mama. Hey, there's some good ones in there. 2. And we go bait them. The more we put out, the more we're gonna catch.
About to become some full-time crabbers.
I mean, it's meat, ain't it? Tastes better than fish too. We gotta have something to stuff our redfish with.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, we got our crab nets put out and in this canal. We're just to run them real quick. Got Josh up there. See if we got anything. of gumbo crab. These ain't number ones, they ain't huge or nothing, but they nice crab for gumbo. Boil them, eat them if that's all you had. I'll show y'all how we dress them. So that one's clean right there. He'll go in the gumbo just like that. Washed off the bottom side of him. He's good to go. There's one before we dress them. So you can see the male's got a lot bluer claw than the female on this side does. She got a lot of orange on her claws. But you know, they got a little more meat in the male's claws than the females do. Can't keep the females if they're buried out here with eggs. They'll have, this will be sticking out like that and be eggs all under here. You can't keep, kind of looks like a sponge. Can't keep female. So, but you can keep them like this, no problem at all. We're gonna boil a few tonight, but to dress these for gumbo, just lift up under there and pop that shell off, like that right there. That's the gills. We're just gonna take them gills off. You could grill these crab too. I don't know, we might grill some. Clean as much of that inside out as you can. Now, I just take a water hose and kind of spray it a little bit right there. You don't want to spray a lot because you'll tear all that meat out of there. And then y'all can see that's kind of nasty underneath there. Kind of rinse the bottom of them off a little bit. See how it kind of cleaned up? Because they sit on bottom all the time, you know, unless they're swimming. Pop the old shell off. Take this is the mouth and face area up here on them. Just take that, kind of pinch that off, get rid of those lungs, get rid of all that. You can kind of shake that insides out of them a little bit. It's still gonna kind of be messy. You're still gonna have to kind of rinse it out. Now, if I was boiling these to eat, I would not dress them first. I put them in there just like we catch them, wash them and put them in the boiling pot. Pop a top.
What you got to say?
Now, if I was gonna take and boil these crab fresh, I would try my hardest to keep them alive. It's kind of like crawfish or anything else, you know. They're not as bad as crawfish. Crawfish would get real mushy if they did when you boil them. You could ice them down, they're still gonna be mushy. Crab's similar to that. Like if you ice them down, and boil them, the meat won't stay together quite as good. It's still good. It won't spoil as long as you keep ice on them. But back from my earlier shrimp boat days, you know, when we kept crab, you couldn't hardly keep them alive. If you out 2 or 3 days, you basically gonna have to ice them down. This is how my grandma used to do it for the gumbo. We would go and catch them off the causeway a lot of times there in South Alabama around the battleship. We'd go down there and catch some crab and put them in the gumbo. That's good as it gets in seafood gumbo right there. That's what I grew up eating, seafood gumbo, not chicken and sausage. Moved back to North Louisiana, don't have too much seafood up here, so pretty fortunate to get to go back down South Louisiana and catch our own seafood like we're doing now. Been going down there fishing for years. I don't know, didn't pursue a lot of this kind of stuff. We always buy some shrimp or crab or oysters and bring them back, but it's nice to go out there and be able to catch your own for sure.
Haha. Pinchers. They were ready to run.
In the pot. Let's splash them.
We got escapee. Here
right here.
Got you a friend. Look at those. Watch them go in. Slow down. Slow your roll, Captain Dan. Or Lieutenant Dan. Whoever. He poured them in there too quick. You'll see the aftermath. Here's some more. No, we gotta.
Boy, y'all check that out right there. That's a beautiful sight. Look at that right there. Oh, there's some corn in there too. About to chow down. All right, I'm gonna show y'all. We're processing our crab. I showed y'all how I take the shells and all off. Y'all can see, like right here, I've got my shells saved for us to do some stuffed crabs. We've got all of our claws taken off, and we're left with this. We're gonna vacuum seal these because it's so much meat to pick out. You know, we had like 114 crab, I think, that we boiled. So a little tip is when you're vacuum sealing, a lot of times these will poke through your vacuum seal bag and it won't seal good. So just take you some scissors, clip them off like that, and you can vacuum seal this right here like that. And you can take these back out and pick your crab out later, or you can just take them out and eat them, either one. But that's what we're gonna do is vacuum seal these bags.
I done vacuum sealed quite a few. Now he wants to do the work to show y'all. Good job. Sounds like it's on its last leg.
That's what you end up with right there. Save that for gumbo or pick out later or whatever.
We need a new vacuum sealer if somebody wants to donate. See, I wasn't having that much trouble.
I'll gladly let you do the rest of it.
He gave up.
There you are.
All for later. What you cooking, Bradley?
All right, tonight we got some fresh seafood, and we're gonna make Grandma's homemade seafood gumbo. This is my grandma's on my mom's side. Basically her original recipe. Time I was 2-3 years old, eating this gumbo, and I'm gonna show y'all how to make it. This is probably some of the best seafood gumbo that I've ever eat. It's a lot like I make my gumbo now. This is how I'm gonna make it with the fresh seafood we got, crab and shrimp. You're gonna need an onion. Got one onion. I'm gonna cut it up. And a can of okra or a pack of fresh okra will work. Put it, the water and everything in there. If it's the can, I don't really like the frozen okra because a lot of times the spines are hard in it. And you don't want that in your gumbo. A can of tomatoes. Fresh tomatoes would even be better, but since we didn't do a garden this year, we don't have fresh okra or tomatoes. The seasonings, pretty basic. Salt, black pepper, got the Tony's, and Louisiana crab ball season. This is just a regular crab boil, liquid crab boil is what this is. So nothing fancy there. Gonna chop this onion up real quick and put in here. And we're gonna get this boiling so our vegetables get done. And then we're gonna be adding our shrimp. And we're gonna add some crab meat, some lump crab meat, and some whole crab. So that's gonna be, hadn't done this in a while because I hadn't had any fresh crab, but since I got some, I'm gonna make this recipe for y'all. I normally take these onions, a quick easy way to cut them up. Put a slice down through the halfway of them. I normally don't cut up the onions and stuff in our videos. We normally got them cut up ahead of time, but y'all know what? This is really how we do it, and I probably should show y'all that a little more often. So, won't take but a second. This onion's ready to go in there. That's how I do it, and that one's ready. We'll put that in our pot. We do normally use a little bit deeper pot for gumbo. Just me and Danielle tonight. and I wanted y'all to be able to see what's going on, so we use this pot that we cook in a lot. Y'all be able to see what's going on a lot better. So that's all that's in there right now. We're gonna put a little water over this and start boiling this. Pretty important part to making the gumbo right here is when you start boiling, we've got our fire on, it'll start boiling in a minute. Go ahead and put your liquid crab oil in there. So whether you got a little bottle, big bottle, whatever, I'm gonna put about 3 caps. It's what we always use to measure. That was probably a little more than a cap right there, so I'm gonna go about half a cap on this one. About 3 caps. Now I can always come back and add some more. I can't never take it out. So right there, that way when it starts boiling, it'll smell the whole house up. Getting these shrimp we just caught deheaded. Gonna dehead some and peel them for tonight's gumbo. Gonna make that homemade seafood gumbo tonight. These ain't large shrimp, but them's perfect for gumbo. Pretty shrimp though. All shrimp's pretty. Got some pretty good ones in there, look at that. Gumbo, etouffee. All kind of stuff you can make with them. Good stuff.
Shrimp po' boy.
Shrimp po' boys.
Shrimp kebab.
Popcorn shrimp. Baked shrimp. Fried shrimp.
Sauteed shrimp. Blackened shrimp. Grilled shrimp.
Shrimp and rice.
Shrimp po' boy.
Shrimp fried rice.
Oh, that sounds good. Like Cajun
That does
rice.
sound good. We might have to do the shrimp fried rice one night.
Yeah.
Y'all see those shrimp? That's what they should look like when you're looking to buy shrimp. That's fresh shrimp. None of these shrimp have been on ice any longer than 3 days, and they're perfectly fine. You don't want to buy shrimp if they got a pinkish color to them. And also, when you're icing anything like this down, your shrimp, don't leave them in water. Drain your water out at the bottom of your ice chest. Put you a bed of ice down in those ice chests, and then mix ice in with them and put them on that bed of ice. And when you get home with them, that's what they'll look like. Fresh.
See them clouds? We got a storm coming in. You know what we're doing? Peeling shrimp. Getting ready for some gumbo.
See, we got some of these shrimp deheaded real quick. I'm gonna show y'all just real quick how we peel them. A lot of people probably already know how to peel shrimp, I'm sure, but there may be some people out there that don't know how to peel. These are small. I just rip about the first 3 sections. There's sections here to this shell. I just taken right underneath, rip that first 3 sections. You can see those sections right there. And then I grab that shrimp right there and just pinch down on this tail section, and all of that'll come off like that. That's all it is to it. I pinch down right there, and that shell will come right off like that.
A little rough out here. Alright. Had a little storm come in. No electricity. Look at the wind. Our poor pine trees. Wind blowing them all sideways. What happened, Bradley?
We live in Louisiana. That's what happened. When you live in Louisiana, you gotta be ready for everything. You just gotta do what you gotta do. Can't never stop. Gotta keep going, even with a flashlight.
Bradley's having to clean our lanterns.
Alright, things changed. Power went out, of course the storm hit. We was trying to put up shrimp and get gumbo cooked, doing a video on that right in the middle of the video. But you know, we always say keep it real, so guess what? We're gonna keep it real. My generator's out of play right now, so I don't have any way to hook that up. But hey, we're gonna finish the video, we're gonna finish our gumbo, and we're gonna eat supper. I have my Coleman stove. We just got back from a trip on the river, had it hooked up and ready to go. Opened the door so we got a little ventilation inside. Danielle had the rice already in the Instant Pot cooking, and we just took it out, put it right here in this just one of our pots in the kitchen. We're gonna cook the rice. The gumbo had boiled, the okra, tomato, and onion had already boiled and was ready for the roux. So we're at the stage where we'll be making our roux, putting our shrimp, crab meat, and all that in there and seasoning it up. We're just gonna take our rice and put it right here on this burner, and I'll show y'all how we make the roux, and that's probably the most important part of this gumbo, is making the roux and getting it right. We got plenty of fire. This is my Coleman stove. I don't know. Heck, maybe Coleman will give us a shout out, and we'll give them a shout out in this video for making some pretty good products. I actually picked this up at an estate sale. It's a really nice stove, and hey, it gets hot. You can cook on it no problem. I got no doubts we're gonna finish this gumbo. It's gonna be all good and dandy. So who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll do some gumbo off grid on a creek bank somewhere. Keeping it real, I do not measure any of this ever. I can't tell y'all how much oil to put in a cup, but I'm gonna show y'all how I do it. I've got some flour here that we actually had in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna show y'all off a consistency how this is gonna work out. So I just put me probably about a cup of flour in there. Pretty important. That's one of like Grandma's old school spatulas right there. You can't even find these no more. But if you can find one of those spatulas like that with the curved corners, that works perfect in our iron skillet to stir a roux. Hey, if anybody finds one of them and don't need it or wants to send me one, we can work that out too. We can always use more of these spatulas. We're gonna stir all that flour into that oil, and I haven't even lit the burner yet. But we're gonna probably tweak this just a little bit as we light this and get it going. We'll put it on about a medium heat until we go to getting some bubbles in here. We never want to cook this roux on high. If you cook it on high, you're probably going to end up burning something before it's over with. So if we get our skillet good and hot and get it cooking, we'll have to stir this roux the whole time. Alright, so we're not Instant Potting, so we want to keep our rice stirred, keep it from sticking on the bottom. Cooking gumbo on a Coleman stove is not a problem with me. I can cook it on an open fire or anything. I actually learned how to make gumbo on a shrimp boat. My grandma was on my mama's side was the pretty much expert gumbo maker, but Daddy got pretty good at it, and between the two of them I learned how to make gumbo. I was making gumbo probably when I was probably 10 or 12 years old. Alright, now you can see the roux's pretty thick and it started bubbling already. So I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to turn this fire down to a low. I just wanted a low simmer. That's all I want. And we don't want to cook it too fast. And y'all can see how it's staying open right here. I actually want a little bit more oil than that. Alright, so when you're making roux, the reason I want them curved edges on this spatula so I can get all of that flour turned loose from the corners of that skillet. So I'll always make like a circular motion like this around the edges, and then I always come back through the middle like that. So going around, and I'm going to do that the whole time I'm making roux. One thing you can do is as it's getting ready, if you make it a few times, you'll kind of learn to time it, and you can turn your fire down and slow your cooking a little bit right before it actually is brown enough. All right, our roux is going real good. I don't want to go very long without stirring. But our rice is done, and I've done cut the fire off, so we're gonna let it sit with a lid on it. Just gonna move it to the stove out of our way for a few minutes. By the way, that was self-rising flour that we put in here too, by the way. Alright, it's starting to turn a little bit, and give y'all a little close up what it's looking like. And that consistency, y'all can see I had it pretty thick there at first, but it thinned down, you know, as the heat got on it. But y'all can see what I like is like when I'm going around like that, I like that consistency to kind of follow me. It'll leave a little opening trail on the bottom of that skillet. But that's kind of what I go by on all of that. We're getting real close. Alright, now I've let that roux cool down pretty good, so it's actually quit cooking. So it's still gonna be a little hot and it's still gonna spew a little bit, but it won't be bad. You want to stir that while you're pouring it in there to kind of get that mixed in good. And y'all see that gumbo go to turning colors. Those skillets pretty warm. Try to get all that goodness out of there as much as possible. Alright, now once y'all put that roux in this gumbo, you gotta keep it stirred too. You get that stuck, you'll mess up the whole thing and have to start over. You can't mess up at this point because you got all your okra and tomatoes, your onions and all that going good. Alright, gumbo seasoning. We already got a little bit of liquid crab oil. Now we're going to taste test this. Might add a little more, we'll just have to see. But the black pepper, we want just a little bit of black pepper in there. Y'all can season this to taste, but you know, without a little bit of black pepper, you're gonna miss some of the taste that is supposed to be in this recipe. I'm gonna use a little Tony's. Be honest with you, Grandma, I think, used more red pepper and stuff. They didn't have a lot of things like Tony and a lot of these Cajun blends and seasonings back then. So just put a little bit of salt. I'm not a big garlic person for gumbo, but I will add a little bit of garlic to it. But you don't want to change the taste of that gumbo up with too much garlic in it. We're fixing to go in with our meats. We're gonna go in with our shrimp first. And yeah, that's a lot of shrimp. That's probably 2 pounds of tails right there, but guess what? We like some meat in our gumbo, don't we, girl?
Yeah.
We're gonna put it to it. We got our fresh crab meat. We boiled some crab, and this is our lump crab meat. Y'all check that out. That's what come out of the claws. That is perfect for gumbo right there. Best as you can get. Seafood gumbo, that's at its best right there, y'all. It just ain't getting no better. Just ain't getting no better than that right there. I'm talking about it, some meat in there. But guess what?
We got something good.
That ain't all that's going in there. Look at there, girl. Them's going in there. Y'all check them babies out. Got to have them whole crabs. Look at that. Big pot of gumbo. I know we're gonna need it. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more Tony to that. Spice it on up. Y'all can see we got this gumbo going on. Pretty well know what we're doing there. The rest of the stuff in life that we can't control, you just don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you just gotta wing it.
That's gotta be me.
Yeah, see, that's the camera girl right there. Keeping it real right there. That's what sometimes people don't see is what we have to go through to make these videos. She got her headlamp on, 'cause we ain't got no power. But y'all guess what? We'll keep it real. We're gonna finish this pot of gumbo. We were literally like right in the middle of making gumbo when this monsoon, tornado, hurricane, whatever it was, come through. And kind of got in the middle of our plan, so we just gonna roll with it. But y'all look at that. Check out that baby right there. They starting to look right. Look, he's even stuff. Got them shrimp inside of there. Oh yeah. Y'all know, yeah, we got a little generator. I don't have no big fancy one with swap over switches and all that on the house. We've lost power here for 4 or 5 days at a time before, and we just always make it. I mean, we could keep our candles and our lanterns, and I mean, we camp and stuff like that anyways. We got all of our camping gear. We don't necessarily have to go back on grid to be able to survive 2 or 3 days. I don't know what the rich people's doing right now. I know we about to finish this pot of gumbo. We about to feast like kings. That's what we about to do, kings and queens. Check it out. Oh, ain't that looking good? I'm gonna fix me and Danielle a bowl real quick. We normally like a little rice with our gumbo. Put a little rice in there. I don't think you need a lot, not with this gumbo. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful sight right there. Beautiful sight. Check that out. Don't get no better than that.
Put some shrimp on there.
All right, Danielle's fixing to try it out. She got her headlamp on because we ain't got no power. Let's see what it's about. What do you think, girl? That's all?
Yeah, busy eating. Can't sit there and talk or show all my food in my mouth.
Can't talk and eat at the same time? Is it good?
Oh, it's good.
How good?
Y'all definitely want to try this.
How good?
Very good. Like
lights out?
Like, yeah, lights out. Like,
lights out, literally.
yeah, like y'all need to go and get y'all a shrimp boat.
Or
Get
just
y'all some shrimp.
or just take your sockeye boat.
Yep.
And go catch some shrimp with it.
Yep.
Like we did.
Some crabs.
Some crab. Go catch some crab and shrimp, South Louisiana.
Yeah. Yeah. And rack up on it and make y'all a good pot of seafood gumbo.
Try one of them crab out. Let's see how it tastes with that gumbo in it.
Got me doing that.
Yeah, why not? Snatch a leg off or something.
Ooh, mosquitoes on me.
All right, guys. There it is right there. Y'all can check that out. Promise y'all one thing. That's as good as it gets on gumbo. You just ain't gonna beat it. All right, y'all don't forget to subscribe. We really need those thumbs up. Hit that like button for us. If y'all want to see more of this type content, we had a video this week pull 20,000 views. We had 300 likes. I know there was more likes than that, so y'all do us a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. We made it. We got our gumbo. We could sit down and eat, enjoy our meal. Danielle's already eating hers. Enjoying it. All right, y'all stay tuned. Till next time, God's country hunting and fishing, keeping it real.